Be right back. There's no quicker way to get into DFS. Play Super Draft today and see for yourself.
We're behind. They're all fired up. What we got to do? First place, our defense has got to go out there and take the ball. Then when we get the ball, we got to have 11 people that's going to do their job and try to score every time you get the football. If we do that, we'll be all right. That will be all right.
Roll Tide, everybody. Happy to have you here. Welcome to Nick Jr. and Roll Tide and Rise Up College Sports. Okay, we're back. Okay, now we're back. All right, once again, Roll Tide, everyone. We have a special guest today. He's a Kentucky Wildcat fan, Mr. Matt. How you doing, Matt?
Fine. How are you?
I'm all right.
How are you guys?
All right. Then we got the one and only Mr. NSJ over here to the side. All right, fellas, we have a good show tonight. We not much, brothers, not much. Just getting off work really myself, and ready to talk some college football. So we got the blue back there in the background, so I want to
Right.
I want to hear what Mr. Matt got to say about these Kentucky Wildcats, and we're gonna kick it off with you, Nick. I'm gonna let you start the show off tonight, sir.
So we used to talk about the practice, but we talked a little bit before we came on. Kentucky didn't have a spring practice. Could you explain the reason why Kentucky didn't have a this year?
Well, we had spring practice. We didn't have a spring game.
Spring game, yes.
That was the big thing. And they didn't really give a big reason why, but if you read into it, it's because I'm pretty sure it's because we have such a veteran defense and a very young offense. And I don't think that – I thought they thought just extra practice would be, instead of focusing on playing a game, just getting that practice in was going to be more beneficial than having a game. So I believe that's why Stoops did it. as far as I can remember, that's the first time that since Stoops has been here, we haven't had a spring game, but it was a little different. You look forward to that, but and it was a closed practice too. So, we got reports from it, but didn't really get to see anything. That was a little different than what Stoops usually does. He's usually pretty open about his practices and games and things like that, but it was a little different this year.
Okay. So, looking into it, did you hear any of their bad news, maybe, so that y'all don't want to hear as a fan? Like,
yeah, when I say it wasn't, they just didn't have any cameras in there. It didn't seem like there was no video, but there was plenty of, I've listened to plenty of podcasts about it and, reports about it and stuff. And, the main thing that I got out of it is they are really focused on the offensive line, because that was our big downfall last year was the offensive line. And Devin Leary got to get a lot of reps. So that's the big thing. Looks like Devin Leary's healthy. He's going to start day one, and he's getting a bunch of reps in. And, they've moved around a lot they're moving some pieces around on the offensive line. We got some new pieces there. So that was the big thing. The defense is, on the defensive side, everybody seems to be real confident that we're gonna have a upper echelon SEC defense this year. So I'm pretty excited about that. We got a lot of NFL talent on that side of the ball right now.
Okay. Hey, so before I move forward, I wanted to make this announcement, guys. Just like on the show, we're doing a $100 giveaway sponsored by our man Icebox. We're doing a $100 giveaway for Alabama fans who comes up with the best slogan for the football season. Whoever wins with the best slogan, we will get $100. It's a slogan that we will rock CTS Sports Room. So Alabama fans, make sure y'all get y'all slogans in for this before the season starting and try to win this $100.
How about lay an egg against Kentucky?
Not gonna go.
I'll take that one.
Well, okay. I like to do fun facts. So when me and NSJ have guests on from other fan bases, I like to do fun fact.
Okay.
And the fun fact is, well, a lot of people know, they should know, that Alabama's famous coach Paul W. Bear Bryant, was a Kentucky head coach, was a UK coach.
He was. He actually went undefeated with Kentucky, and we should have won the national championship that year, but the voters voted otherwise.
Right. From 1946 to 53.
Mm-hmm.
And another fun fact, the very first game that UK and Alabama played was back in 1917.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Go back 106 years. UK and Alabama first ever football game against each other goes back to the year 1917. So that's the interesting facts for the people that didn't know, So I'm gonna turn it back over to you, Nick, because I know you have some stuff you want to talk to him about, like the subject, of course. I don't know if you hear me.
Yes, sir. So, how Kentucky Wildcats with the new quarterback Devin Leary? Season with Devin Leary.
Well, we got our offensive coordinator back, and we all saw what he did with Will Levis. So, I hope the same. I hope he has a Will Levis type season, like I do. It's, I'm not going to say he's going to do that, but I hope so. I think he can do it. I don't think he's as talented as Will Levis. I don't think he's that kind of player, but he's definitely a really good college player. He's there's a difference between NFL talent and a good college player, and I think he's a really good college quarterback.
Okay.
He could do it. So I don't know. I mean, 2 years ago, Will Levis was probably arguably the best quarterback in the SEC, minus, the Heisman Trophy winner. So, hopefully he has that kind of season. I don't know. We'll see.
Do you have any worries with do you have any worries with him coming off of that torn pectoral?
He went through spring. From everything you hear, he's completely healthy. They say he's 100%. So, I mean, injuries like that, you never know. But as what they're saying, what we're hearing is that he's 100%. So we should be good.
Okay,
he should be good. Yeah.
So you think he is the transferring in? He is better than what you guys already had as far as Wade and Sharon and Ham?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. I mean, those guys are young. Those guys are all young. I think that there may be some more talent there. I think we definitely have some more talent. And we actually just got a big commit today.
Yes, you
I don't
did.
know if y'all saw that. So
yes, you did.
We did. But
Mr. Bowley.
I think he has a lot of Devin Leary has a lot of experience, and if we can get the offensive line fixed with the weapons we have on offense at wide receiver, he's going to have a good season, I think.
Okay.
But it all boils down to the offensive line. We can't have the offensive line we had last year. Just if we have that just can't happen. If that happens again this year, it's going to be another 500 season, or maybe worse. Because that the offensive line this year was arguably the worst in the SEC.
Okay. Nick?
Coming into the season, what are your expectations coming into this season?
Like we did last time we went through the schedule. I think 9 to 10 wins. We could. It can't with the defense we have. We can win 9 to 10 games. I think so because, like I said, we have a lot of talent, a lot of NFL talent coming back on the defensive side of the ball. A lot of depth on the defensive line. A lot of NFL talent on the defensive line. So I think 9 to 10 wins could be. We could very well do that. But it all to me, it all depends on the offensive side of the ball. Can we score? Can we score in the red zone? That's where we just couldn't do it last year. Even having Will Levis, and he was hurt. Will Levis was hurt last year, so the year before he was so good on his feet and getting you that extra 10, 15 yards on his feet. He couldn't do that last year because he was hurt, and our offensive line was just horrible.
Yeah.
So, but I think I think we could win 9 or 10 games this year. I'm a Kentucky fan, so I always expect to be let down. But I think we have the talent to be a 9 or 10 win team. I think top 25,
especially at the wide receiver position.
Absolutely.
Receivers position, y'all have one of the best duos at wide receiver in the SEC, probably.
Absolutely, and we have Robinson, who's a senior.
Yeah,
but we do. Our wide receiver core is, like I said last time, Dean Kane. He is going to be a problem for the SEC. He was last year as a freshman, but this year he is. And he's got Sunday, outside boundary receiver written all over him. Like he is, that 6'2", 210 guy that every NFL team wants. So with the 4.4 speed, he's a phenomenal talent. And he's definitely, wide receiver, we got it. It just, the offensive line has got to show up this year, and if they show up, I think we'll be okay.
So, do you think Kentucky program? Do you think they improved this season on the offensive line? Like, I know we haven't seen it, but as far as what y'all have in now, because I know y'all got some trend in, do you think it will be improved this season from last season?
I do. So the problem was last year was one, we were young, and two, injuries with the offensive line, and his name is escaping me right now. We had to move our starting center from last year over to guard because we had like 4 guards go down last year, and we just could not stop a push up the middle. It was bad. It wasn't really so much. I mean, our tackle play was okay, but it was more up the middle where we just could not stop anybody because we had so many injuries and we were so young. But we have our center is back to where his natural position is now, and then and we got people back off injury. We got some transfers, so I think it'll be better. I mean, generally, it's the big blue wall, as far as, what they call it. With Stoops has always had a good offensive line.
Yeah.
And I don't foresee him letting that happen again. I really don't. Because I mean, for as big as a homer as I am, I truly believe Stoops is one of the best coaches in the country. I do. I believe he's probably a top 15 coach in the country, and he's not going to let that offensive line 2 years in a row be what it was. I just don't see it happening.
So on the defensive side of the ball, who are some of the players that we need to watch out for on the defensive side of the ball?
Oh, man. Oh, I can't think of his name. I knew you were going to ask me that. I was just thinking about that. I can't think of the guy's name. The defensive tackle, I can't think of his name for the life of me. He was a freshman last year. He's a 6'6", 330-pounder. It's just I'll look his name up real quick. He's the only real super pro talent we have, but we have a lot of really good college players and really good NFL talent. I don't know, it's not like Alabama or Georgia where we got 7 first rounders roaming around out there, but we have a lot of NFL talent on the defense, and I think it's going to show up this year. I really do.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is it Deion Walker? Maybe?
Yes, Deion Walker.
Yeah.
Yes, could not think of his name, but he's a monster,
Yeah.
and that's one that's going to be playing big boy ball right there. He's a good one.
Okay.
Yeah.
So let me go back to the offensive side of the ball. Liam Cohen. We talked about him briefly a little bit. We talked about it before. I think it's big for him to come back to Kentucky because I think last year he was there. He averaged 30-something points a game. How do you think he would fare this season?
I think he's going to do great. I mean, he's, even going to, he was the Rams offensive coordinator this year. I think that he is, he got that experience. And from what I've heard, it wasn't that the Rams weren't unhappy with him. He did not like the NFL lifestyle. It wasn't for him. I guess he has a young family, and just the college small town lifestyle fit him more than living in LA. So, but I think Cohen, I mean, to be honest with you, he's going to be a head coach one of these days. He'll be, whether that be the NFL or in college somewhere. He's good. He's phenomenal. I mean, look what he turned Will Levis into. Yeah. I mean, I know Will didn't become a first round pick, but he's.
But when he was there, it was a lot of talk around Will Levis though. After that season though.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, but do you shoot a comment on the screen by my man Alabama Tide by Devin Leary?
Yeah, I do.
That's all right. That's
yeah. I mean, Devin. I think Devin's going to be all right. I really do. I'm sorry. I was pulling up the roster. You asked me about defense, and I couldn't think of anybody's names off the top of my head. But yeah, Devin Leary is, from what I've seen, and I have watched some tape of him, and once we got him, I kind of watched a few little highlights on YouTube about him and stuff from NC State. He's not Will Levis to where he just has that drive in the ball and he can just, hit them 20-yard digs and things like that. I don't think he's that kind of quarterback, but he's a really good college quarterback. He's, who would I say he might be? I don't even know, but he's maybe like a Stetson Bennett kind of guy. I think Stetson Bennett, where he's not a freakish athlete, but he's a good quarterback.
And this is what I'm gonna say about Liam Cohen and him. I think he would be. Liam Cohen is the perfect guy for this dude because he's gonna work. He's gonna work with Devin Leary talents to his advantage. I think that's why those two. I think they will work well together. I'm gonna say this about Kentucky. Kentucky, one of those teams that, of course, I think you probably feel like we know they probably won't make a playoffs, but a team like Kentucky is one of the we all give predictions and stuff, but Kentucky is one of them teams that can be like during the season, be like, oh snap, okay, I didn't see that happening. Wow, I didn't see that happen. So I think it's gonna be interesting for Kentucky because I think they can get some sneaky wins on people. And with that being said, who do you think that y'all can get one of those sneaky wins against? What team do y'all think?
Well, I mean, of course, I think we'll beat Florida. I think we'll be better in Florida this year because they lost a lot. Like we said last time, I think Tennessee's overrated. I think they were overrated this last year. I think they just caught lightning in a bottle. I believe we'll be better. I believe we'll beat Tennessee. I do. The team that I don't know what it is about it, but Kentucky it seems like they have our number is Mississippi State. I don't know why. We have the hardest time again. Like it seems like we lay an egg against Mississippi State every time we play them, and I don't know. Hopefully that doesn't happen this year, but we'll see. But I think Tennessee is the big one. I think we'll beat Tennessee. I think we will.
Okay. Like what I just said about Kentucky, because I look back at last season. If y'all had Liam Cohen last season as an OC, you possibly could beat Georgia because I think it could have been some more scoring if y'all had
we played Georgia all the way to the fourth quarter. We had Georgia all the way to the fourth quarter. We did.
Yeah, sure did.
We did, and we weren't, like I said. What got us in that game last year was we had a couple of our offensive linemen go down in that game, and then they just overloaded the box and just put the pressure to Levis in the fourth quarter. But I mean that was a good game, and will we beat them this year? I don't know. We could, but I doubt it. I seriously doubt it. I'm a realist when it comes to Kentucky football. But the one thing I'll say about the Mark Stoops era of Kentucky football, nobody out-physicals Kentucky. You're not going to go in there and physically beat Kentucky. Kentucky is going to be physically ready to play any team in the country on both offensive and defensive line. And that's the one thing I can say about Stoops' teams that maybe we lose, but we really don't ever get blown out, and we really don't ever put up really bad efforts. I think we just get out talented sometimes for sure, but I don't. Stoop teams don't, and that's why we are able to. That's why the Stoops has been able to come in there, and he has been able to pull some upsets over the years, is because his teams don't quit and they play hard.
One more question before we go to the schedule preview. One more thing I'm gonna say. When y'all played Florida last season, that game against y'all was the one game that I will pull the tape for the reason why Anthony Richardson shouldn't have went first round. He did not look good. Yes, y'all made Anthony Richardson look crazy. But somehow he became a first rounder. And that's the one that is the main tape I will pull, that Kentucky game, the reason why he shouldn't be a first rounder.
Oh, yeah. Because we have athletic linebackers, and we put spies on him, and he couldn't do anything. So we spotted the whole game with one or two linebackers, and it was when you make that dude throw, I don't know. When they took him in the first round, I was like, okay.
Yeah. Oh, one more. I keep saying one more, but I keep thinking about stuff. So, with Will Levis getting drafted, what was it, third round to the Titans?
Second
round. Okay. Do you think he possibly starts this year, or can come in and, like, probably not from the get-go, but at some point be a starter? Because this is what I say about quarterbacks. Sometimes when they draft guys, Malik Willis, he was good at Liberty, but I didn't think he was first round worthy. I did not think he was first round worthy at all.
He went to the Falcons, right?
Well, Malik Willis.
He went to
Malik Willis. He went to Titans.
The Titans. Yeah, Titans. That's right. Who's the Falcons? Yeah. Who's the kid the Falcons got? I can't.
Out of Cincinnati.
Ritter.
We got
Desmond Ritter.
Yeah, Ritter. Yeah. I don't know. I get those two confused.
And that shows you how much I think they really think of him, because they went and drafted a freaking quarterback this round. So I don't think they really believe. I'm not saying he can't be good, but I think they probably see more in Will Levis and Malik Willis. Do you think he would plan out well for Tennessee?
I mean, the thing about here's Will Levis, and I heard somebody say this the other day on something I was listening to. He has Josh Allen upside, and I can't remember the quarterback. He said downside, and it's in between that. He could be Josh Allen, or he could be, a bust. He could be Ryan Leaf, So, because he definitely has the talent. He has the talent to be Josh Allen. He has it, but will he be? I don't know. We'll see. I think he went into a good system, though. I think Tennessee's a good system to go into. So we'll see.
Yeah.
I hope the best for him. I'm a Browns fan, so I really don't care.
You a who fan?
Okay.
A Browns fan.
Oh, wow.
Well, he's from Kentucky. He's from Kentucky.
I still don't think I ever heard nobody say that out loud, though.
Hey, I'm a true fan.
Hey, man, I want to go back to you guys commit today. Cutter Bowling. This is a 4-star quarterback coming out of Lexington Christian Academy.
Yep.
This kid was recruited not only by University of Kentucky, but also by Alabama.
Everybody.
Auburn was in the mix. Duke was in the mix. Even Eastern Kentucky was in the mix, but he chose to stay at home and play at Kentucky. And I think that was a good win for you guys at that QB position.
Absolutely.
To keep that in-state talent there. Beforehand, I kind of knew of him because I knew Alabama was looking at him and kind of throwing him some bones. But today I went and looked at a lot of film on him, and hey, man, that dude is like 6'5" or something in that area, the height range. And
he's and he can move too.
Yeah, he can move. He can move.
Yeah, he can move. He looks like I'm not gonna say Trevor Lawrence, but that's kind of the mode he is, like that right. Trevor Lawrence kind of mode. Yeah. I watched a little bit on him. He's I don't know. You never know about a kid, though. You never know about a high.
Right. He's not proven in college. But a question: do you think? Okay, so this year you're gonna have Devin Leary. I mean, that's just bottom line. He's gonna be QB1.
Yeah.
If he have a good, decent year, what is he? Is Leary a junior or sophomore? He's a junior.
He's senior, isn't he?
He's a senior. Matter of fact,
he's senior, yeah.
He's going into the draft.
Yeah.
Next year, if no one transfers out, but with this young man coming in, I maybe see one of you guys QBs transferring out.
Yeah.
Because I think this guy is going to really come in and push some guys, and he may be, they may let him sit a year to get his feet wet to learn the playbook. But in year 2, he may be
the guy.
He may be that guy. So
He
I
might
see
be.
some guys maybe moving.
I do too. Yeah, and
Him for one.
and we don't know who. I mean, it's too far to say who that'll be, but
Right.
I'm sure they're going to have it's going to be a good competition, and I'm sure he's going to be right in the middle of it because he's definitely super talented. I mean, I'd say he's more talented than anybody else besides Leary we got on the roster. I mean, for sure.
Okay. So we're going to go into the roster, and we're going to run down, not the roster, excuse me, the schedule, the 2023 schedule, and just get some of your takes on some of these games. What you think?
Okay.
So you can give a score prediction if you want to. You don't have to. It's not.
I won't give a score. I'll say an L or a W.
L or W. Okay. So opening weekend, September 2nd, you guys are home against Ball State.
That's a W. We're going to beat Ball State.
Okay, I hope so.
Yeah, that's a tune-up game. We ought to beat Ball State.
Okay.
If we don't, we'll pack it in.
All right. Next week, you're home again against Eastern Kentucky.
Yeah, that'll be another. We should be 2-0.
Okay.
Should be 2-0.
Now, in those games, do you think that maybe you guys mix it up a little bit and put some of the backups in, let them get
defensively? Yes, I'm sure we will because we are, a lot of juniors and seniors on defense, and offensively, I think those 2 games right there, they're gonna try to figure out a lot on the offensive side of the ball, especially on the offensive line. They're really gonna try to figure out some things, and running back too, because we have some talented running backs. Don't get me wrong. We lost, we just lost C-Rod, so we'll see. Running back's not really a position I ever worry about, though. So,
all right,
yeah.
Right. You guys always seem to have a good running back, though.
We do. We always
have a good workhorse in there.
Yeah.
September 16th, third week, a home game again, and you have Akron coming in.
Yeah, we should be 3-0.
Okay. Well, the 4th week you're going away to Vandy, and you should be 4-0.
We should be 4-0. Hey, they beat us last year, so.
Yeah. This is what I'm about to say about Vandy. Not saying they're gonna beat Kentucky, but Vandy was better than Vandy looked better last season. And what I seen from that spring game is still Vanderbilt, but they look like I said, if I'm looking at 2 spring games, Auburn versus Vandy, I'll choose Vandy over Auburn just off the spring game. Now Auburn has way better additions.
They got a good young coach. Vandy does.
Yeah.
I like that young coach. He's good.
They have a stud wide receiver coming back.
Yeah. I believe so. What beat us last year in that game was our offensive line. By that time we were down to our 3rd stringers across the whole offensive line. So we couldn't do anything in that game. We couldn't run the ball, couldn't protect anything in that ball in the game. So, but yeah, I believe we'll be 4-0 coming out of that game.
Okay. So September 30th, you guys go away and you go down to Florida to play those Gators. I know you talked about it a little bit earlier, but I think you guys coming away with a W. That's me.
We seem to have Florida's number about the last 5 or 6 years, and of course Florida's gonna have talent. They always have talent. They always recruit well. They haven't been able to put it together for I don't even know. It seems like since what's his name left, the coach went to Ohio State. Can't think of his dang name.
Urban Meyer.
Since Urban Meyer left, they really haven't been able to figure it out.
Right.
I don't know. We'll go with a W on that one too, because I think there's too many question marks with Florida.
Right.
I mean, I really do.
Quarterback
So,
for one.
Quarterback for one,
Yeah.
and their defense wasn't at the end of the year last year wasn't playing as good as I remembered them playing at the beginning of the year last year. So maybe I got that backwards. They weren't playing as good. I remember at one point last year they were pretty, because I mean we handled them on our offense handled them last year, and we didn't have a very good offense last year. So yeah, I think we'll call that one a W.
Okay.
And that would, so if we're 5-0, I think that puts us probably a top 15 team in the country at that time.
Hey man, you guys sitting pretty good right now.
Yeah.
Hey,
Then you gotta go. Then you gotta go away to Georgia.
Well, we're gonna get an L on that one, just like everybody else in the country. We're getting an L on that one.
Oh, come on, man! You ain't tell me you're not going to Athens up there, man, Sanford Stadium, and turn it blue.
Oh, I'd love to, but
upset of the year.
I'm a realist. It ain't happening. It ain't happening. Now, I think it'll be a good game because we always play Georgia pretty tough. I don't know what it is. We usually do, except for a few years ago. They blew us out a few years ago. But other than that, we usually play Georgia pretty tough. But we'll beat the spread. I'll put it that way.
Beat the spread. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. Then you guys come back home on the 14th of October, and you play Missouri.
I think we'll get a win there because I don't know. Well, Missouri I put in that Vanderbilt. You just don't know what you're getting with them. But I think Missouri might be worse than Vanderbilt this year.
Okay.
So
well, if everything pans out the way you said it, so far you guys are 6-1. But one loss to Georgia.
6-1, probably a top 20 team.
Right, looking good. All right. The following week you guys have a bye week, but then you're at home the next week, October 28th, and you have Big Orange coming into town.
We're gonna beat them.
I hope y'all kill him. I hope y'all. Ooh, boy.
That team last year,
Ooh.
like how did Alabama? All y'all had to do last year was put a safety over top of Hyatt, and y'all just kept going one-on-one with that man.
He's not a defensive coordinator, and he knows that.
Man, he burnt y'all up for how many yards?
Listen, man. Listen. This. Oh my God. One guy.
One guy.
One man.
All y'all had to do was
one man.
That dude up and put a safety over top of him, like the whole game.
One man.
Yeah.
Well, that DC is gone to Ole Miss, so
yeah. I mean, y'all kept going one high and putting that dude out on an island. That corner out on an island with that man and getting burnt up for 4 quarters.
Man, we know. Oh,
yes.
We know.
Oh,
I was screaming at the TV during that game.
I was mad.
Why are they not putting a safety or something over top that man? Because he was.
I was at work that Saturday. I had to work that Saturday, so I got off at 4 here at Georgia time, Eastern time, and the game started at 3:30. So I'm not listening to anything. I want to get home and watch. I don't want to know. I want to see when I get home. And I get home, I'm pulling in my driveway. My cousin called me. He's like, "Man, are you watching the game?" I said, "I'm just pulling in the driveway." He said, "Oh," and when he said, I heard it in his voice, and my heart sank in my stomach, and I knew. I said, "Don't tell me. Just let me see it." He said, "I won't say a word," and I just, yeah. Lord have mercy. I don't know, man.
Let me ask y'all a question. Is that the least talented team that Nick Saban's had in the last 10 years last year?
I'm gonna say this. I don't think it was the least talented, but I think it was the poorest coach team.
Yeah, I go with that one. That was the poorest coach team. And like I said, our defense has been down since we had Pete Golden, but the offense was so high power before that it was covering up the flaws in the defense, so everybody was overlooking
Mm-hmm.
the defensive flaws.
I mean, y'all should have lost. I mean, if we want to really get it, y'all should have lost to Texas.
If that guy hadn't got hurt, man, we can't
would've
say.
had
But
him.
I'm saying if Uruz hadn't got hurt,
I felt like he was cooking. He was cooking.
Hey, where's he going to go? Is he going to stay there, or who's? I mean,
he's
Manning's coming in.
I'm telling you, from what I seen from that spring game, Manning is not ready, man. That dude is not ready. And I was saying this before he even chose the team. I really feel like he's overrated. He can prove me wrong, but I think all the hype is around his name. Like Malik Murphy, they backup court. This should be the second string. He looked better than Archer Manning to me.
Yeah,
he easily could be a starter if it weren't for Quinn Ewers with the experience. Honestly,
Quinn Ewers may win a Heisman Trophy this year.
It's possible.
Quinn Ewers is going to be good. Yeah. Anyway, so we're 7-1.
7-1. Yes, sir. Okay. You go away, and you was just talking about this team. You guys have trouble with them. You said Mississippi State.
We're going to lose. We always do.
You think so?
We're going to lose. I don't know what it is at Mississippi State. Even though they don't have a coach. I mean, God rest his soul. But I don't know what it is about that team. Kentucky they just do not show up with the Mississippi State, and I hate it because one of my best boys he's a Mississippi State fan, and God dang it, he gets on my butt. Yeah. So, but yeah, we'll probably lose that because we do. I mean, I told you I'm a realist when it comes to Kentucky football, and I don't know what it is about Mississippi State. We just never show up against them.
Well, the following week, my Alabama Crimson Tide rolls into Kroger Field.
So we'll be 7-3. 7-3.
Okay, I'm gonna leave it there. The following week, you guys are away in your South Carolina.
So that's a good one. We talked about this last time. I think South Carolina, Kentucky are really about the same level. We were both going to be fighting to be that 9 to 10 win team, and I think that's a toss-up game. You know what? And just I'll say we'll win, but I think it's a toss-up game. I really do, because I think South Carolina's going to be good this year. They're going to surprise some people.
I think so too. Like honestly, especially if Kentucky seasons go if it goes how that you're saying it right now. That's a game to watch out for, because I really think the Gamecocks is going to surprise a lot of people this year. They're coming off the momentum of last season. If they keep that momentum going and Spencer Rattler continues to trend upward, I think South Carolina going to be good. And if Kentucky pulls out these wins, that'll be one of the most talked about games that week of the season that week. Depending on who else playing, I can't remember who else was playing that week, but that'd be a hot topic game though.
Mm-hmm. And that could be, honestly, two top 25 teams playing each other. At the end of the season, right there could be, or fringe top 25 teams playing right at in that game. Two 8-2 teams, 2 7-3 teams right there playing each other. So,
yeah.
I'll say we'll win, but I think that's a toss-up. I really do. So that would put us at 8 wins right there. So,
okay.
And then I think we played last game's Louisville.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
And
in-state rival.
You already know how that one's going to go. So that gives us 9, and then your bowl game. There's your possible 10 wins right there.
Hey.
So I like what you're saying, man. I'm circling October 7th for you guys.
Which one was that one?
That's Georgia.
Oh yeah.
I know you guys got to go to away to Georgia, but I think you guys got some blue magic y'all can pull out there.
I take it. I mean, like I said, the thing about Georgia, and y'all know it's Alabama. Y'all played them multiple times in the last couple of years. the thing about Georgia is you have to match their physicality. If you don't match their physicality and their effort, you're done. And that's the thing about Stoops teams is they don't get out physical, and and you're never gonna say that their team didn't put in effort. So with that, there's always a chance. If you have those two things, there's always a chance to win a game.
Okay, because Georgia, they have Beck, but Beck is unproven. So we three are all in the same boat as far as quarterback goes, unproven. I know Beck is a 5 or whatever they call him, but he's unproven on the field.
Yeah, but that team's got so much talent. They can set back, run the ball, beat you with that offensive line, and let the defense kill you. I think that's going to be. What's that? I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
No, that's just the nature of the beast. Look what Alabama's done over the years. There's been years where y'all have had question marks at quarterback. So what y'all do? Y'all had a big offensive line and a good defense, and y'all took that to national championships. Right. Y'all take some. Y'all have to admit, y'all have taken some pretty mediocre quarterbacks and won a lot of high leverage games with a lot of mediocre quarterbacks in the last probably 10, 15 years.
Yeah.
Because just purely having 5 NFL offensive linemen and a defense that's got 9 first-round draft picks on it. So, and that's the way that's the way Georgia is doing it right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so what you just said, the big question talking about us, Alabama, y'all don't have a quarterback. And like I've been saying, everybody got so caught up in the Tua, the Mac Jones, and the Bryce Youngs. They got so caught up in that exactly what you just said. Georgia is the same. And if you've been watching college football for the last years, how can you say that we're done and we're quarterback? Because position we have always worked it out. Like Blake, I go back to Blake Sims. Everybody was saying Blake Sims shouldn't even came back to the season, and Blake Sims got us to the college football playoffs that year. So
I agree, 100%.
I just don't understand. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, I couldn't agree more. LSU a few years ago. They had the Flynn guy, Matt Flynn, or whoever it was when they won.
Yeah, I remember that guy.
He was their quarterback. And have you heard of that guy since? But that team was phenomenal.
Yeah,
that team was absolutely phenomenal. They beat y'all in the national championship game that year, right?
Did they?
Yeah. Matt Flynn year, yeah. That's that year that y'all. It was like
national championship.
Yeah, because remember they played in the SEC championship, or no, they played in. I can't remember, how did that season go. One of y'all won the SEC championship, and the other team had.
We won the SEC.
Didn't make it.
I think it was LSU. We played them 2 times in 1 year. They're probably won their game during the season. We met them in the national championship.
Yeah,
we beat them in the national championship.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, is that what it was? I couldn't remember how it went, but anyway, they had that Matt Flynn kid. He was not a good quarterback, but my God, that team was good.
No,
Yeah, you don't have to have freaking a superstar. I don't even think Stetson Bennett was that good, to be honest with you.
No, but he was serviceable.
He was serviceable. Right. Very serviceable.
Yeah, he was perfect for Todd Monken's system. He was perfect for that system.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and then when you have, all the first round wide receivers and that offensive line, it's not hard to, So, but yeah, I agree.
Okay. Well, I got a question for you.
Yeah.
Next year, 2024, we will be adding Texas and we will be adding Oklahoma.
Mm-hmm.
And, as far as the models say, whatever, we're doing away with the East and West, and we're probably gonna go to the 3, 6, and 6.
Mm-hmm.
With that, 3, 6, and 6 model, you're gonna have your 3 teams that you play every year, and then 16 this year, 16 next year.
Yeah.
How do you like that system, or do you want to keep the divisions, or?
Well, I think it. Yeah, I like it. The only thing I listened to somebody talk about that the other day. The only thing that it's going to be like, I think there's a few teams it's going to be unfair for, like, and when I say unfair, I say a team like, I think it'll be fair, even though y'all win all the time, but a team like Alabama, y'all are going to have to probably. Well, let's see, y'all 3 teams will probably be
Auburn,
LSU, and who?
Tennessee. Tennessee.
Or would it be Tennessee?
Yeah, that's out there.
All right. That's 3 pretty good teams y'all have to play every year.
Mm-hmm.
And no matter what, which is not a bad thing, but like Kentucky may have to play Missouri, Vanderbilt, and I don't know, South Carolina. That's even though Kentucky's not the caliber of Alabama, is that really fair that those are the teams that we get to play every year and y'all get to play, So I don't know. I guess that's one way of looking at it, but I guess it really doesn't matter because it's going to happen whether we like it or not.
Right.
Yeah.
Who would you like Kentucky to be? The 3 teams that you would like to play each year. Who would you not like right now? Who would you not want to lose?
I want to play Tennessee every year because that's a rivalry. I want to play Florida every year because that's a rivalry. And then those are really the only 2. I want to play Florida and Tennessee every year.
Okay.
Because those are true rivalries that have been around for, those 3 rivalries have probably been around for damn near 100 years. Those 3.
Okay.
So I think that would be tough to lose those games.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then we're going into the expansion of the playoff to the 12 teams.
Mm-hmm.
Do you see that as being a good thing, or do you see it as being a waste of time, or
I love
maybe
it.
too much? Maybe okay.
I love it. You know why I love it? Because I get tired of seeing Ohio State, Alabama, Georgia, and Clemson in the damn freaking championship. And it's not that. I'm an SEC fan, and I root for the SEC. I'm rooting for Georgia, and I'm rooting for Alabama to win. But it's just like the NCAA tournament. I would love to see it would just be fun to watch a team come in there and win one. You know what I mean? Like just go in there and bust something up a little bit, make some craziness happen. When it's all said and done, the Final Four is probably still going to be Ohio State, Clemson, and Georgia and Alabama. But maybe you'll have but I think that leaves a chance for an outlier in there. Who's a TCU can make it in there again and win a game or 2, or something like that again. Something crazy. But I like it. It's better for the fan, for a fan's aspect of it.
I'm gonna say this on that. For football, because I like watching a lot of football, I like it for that. But this is what I've been saying. I still just feel like it's gonna come down to a whole bunch of irrelevant teams made it in, and it's going down to the powerhouses in the end. But
that's why I said that. Like Final Four. Yeah, that's why I said that Final Four is still going to be Alabama, Ohio State, Georgia, and Clemson, or Oklahoma, or whoever you want to throw in there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Look at how the bowl season played out. Very interesting. But you got teams like Tulsa that beating USC.
Yeah,
they advance to the next round. You know what I'm saying?
That's what I'm talking about. That's what's fun about the basketball tournament. It's such a you make it to the tournament, but you like look who made it to the championship game this year. Connecticut and who was and UNLV. You know what I mean? Who would have ever thought that?
Yeah.
Connecticut and UNLV make a championship game. So that's crazy. But yeah,
I like Final Four.
I just think that when we go to 12 teams, you're going to have at least 4 or 5 SEC teams in there.
Yeah, you have to. Yeah, like this last year, who would have been there? You would have had. Of course, you'd had Georgia, you'd had Alabama, you'd had Tennessee.
Mm-hmm.
Who else would you have had?
Maybe
LSU
yeah.
for sure.
Mm-hmm.
LSU would have been in there. Yeah, I mean,
so
that's probably the 4. That's probably the 4. The SEC was I think the SEC was a little down last year.
Yeah. Some teams were up. I know we were on the downside, but SEC is a strong conference.
It is. You got to come to play every weekend,
right? Because on any given day, the down teams in the SEC are still, they put a whooping on a lot of these other schools. So,
I said it a couple that team that Kentucky had 2 years ago where we won 10 games with Will Levis. If we'd have played in the ACC, we'd have probably made the damn college bowl. We'd probably won the college. We'd probably been in the college playoffs.
You would have.
Yeah, we would have won the ACC that year for sure, because Clemson wasn't that good that year. So yeah, it's.
Since you said that, let me ask you this: Devin Leary is coming from the ACC. Do you think transitioning to the SEC is he's gonna miss anything, or he's just gonna plug right in?
I don't think so. I think he's a good college quarterback. I do. Okay. I think he'll be fine. I do. I think he's going to be just fine. If Stetson Bennett can do it, he can do it. So
I hear you, man. Yeah. I know that's not a knock. I understand what you're saying.
Yeah, I mean, no, that's not a knock on Stetson Bennett. I enjoyed watching the man play. I did. I just Stetson Bennett wasn't going to go to he wasn't going to go to NC State and put the numbers up and be the player he was.
Right.
He just wasn't. That's just. Right. I mean, it was the system and the players around him that made him so good. But I liked Stetson Bennett. He was fun to watch.
Okay.
Hey, I like his story. I like the grind he went through. It's just funny. Yeah, he was in college all this time. He still doesn't have a college degree, though. That's funny.
Oh, he doesn't? I didn't know that. You could have.
No, he don't.
No, he doesn't have a college.
How does he not have a degree? My God, he's been slacking.
He should be all.
Y'all could have won some money off me with that one. I never would have guessed that. Yeah.
No, man.
I don't agree.
I didn't know that. Somebody else got me with a fact like that the other day, and I never would. I can't remember what they said. It was a fact like that, and I was like, "No way." And then it was it was true. I can't remember what it was though. Yeah, it'll come to me in a minute.
You got people who came in after Stetson getting masters and PhDs.
Well, what's his name? Lamar Jackson's younger than him.
Mm-hmm.
Lamar Jackson's younger than him. He's already won a damn MVP in the NFL.
Yeah.
Hey, this what I told my fan. And when the Rams drafted Bennett, he was like, Stafford and Bennett, they teamed up together. I said, well, it's cool that they're the same age on the same team.
Yeah.
Same age.
Yeah.
All right. Nick, you got any last question or anything for him?
No. Been good. Though. I like this. Though, man. It's been a good one.
It's fun.
Hey, I'm gonna ask you this.
What's your what y'all going to give me y'all's predictions for college football this year? The overall.
You don't want to know Alabama fan college.
Hey, who's going to be in the Final Four this
year? You don't want to know Alabama fan college prediction.
What you think and what you want, what you think are two different things.
Honestly, you can go ahead. Go ahead. I want to hear what you got to say.
Well, first, with the schedule that Georgia has, I don't see them not making it. Like I said, unless something weird happens, unless, Go Blue could come here and disrupt them some kind of way, and maybe Tennessee or South Carolina upset them some kind of way. I see Georgia going. I just see them being a shoe-in.
Yeah.
For the sheer fact of the schedule. Second team. I have to go with my Alabama Crimson Tide. I think this year we're reverting back to what you were talking about earlier. Old school defense. The quarterback, we don't have the big name Bryce, number one quarterback, but we're going to have a serviceable quarterback, whoever that may be. We're going to run, pound the ball, and go with a mediocre to serviceable quarterback. I don't know who's starting at the normal Ohio State. They're having some QB battles over there, so I don't want to say them, but they're in it. I can't knock them out. So I would say, okay, Georgia, Alabama, possible University of Southern California.
Yeah, that's one of mine.
University of Southern California, and I might upset some people with this one. Oregon might fool somebody as well.
Okay, all right.
Oregon might fool
two
somebody.
out of the Pac-12.
Two. It's gonna be one of the two. I'm not saying both going. Oregon may go, USC may go, but I and then there's a possibility for Texas. So I'm gonna go Alabama.
That's my other team too, Texas.
I'm gonna say Alabama, Georgia, Texas, USC. Then I'm gonna leave it there. Junior, who you got?
I got Georgia. I got Jordan there. I'm going USC, but it's hard for me to go USC, knowing that they have a lot of offensive weapons, but they still and players on defense, but they still got the same defensive coordinator. You can have a lot of players if you want, but your scheme ain't there. It don't even really matter. But I'm going with USC. I'm going. I got Georgia, Alabama, of course. So that's three. That's three. And I want to say Ohio / Texas. I don't know who that fourth would be. I don't know who that. I want to say Ohio State / Texas, but we forget about Michigan too. JJ McCarthy is returning during the season. Michigan is a good during the season team. So my four is Ohio State, Michigan, and other team. I can't remember. So I don't know, man. I don't know who that fourth guy gonna be.
Well, I have a little different, kind of same as y'all. I thought about this
Texas.
Before this. So, I have Georgia because of the schedule. I just don't think, even if they lose in the SEC championship game, they're in. Because I don't see how not. Then I think USC, Texas, but sorry guys, but I think LSU is going to be really good.
Okay.
I have to put LSU in there. I think LSU is going to be real. I mean, they got a lot of talent. Everybody coming back. They got to win the games. That let me tell you what, that Alabama LSU game this year is going to be a ticket to get. That's going to be the game of the year.
Ooh.
That's going to be the game of the year. Because that right there might be two undefeated teams. Whoever wins that, plays Georgia. Wins the West. So where's that game at this year?
Tuscaloosa. That's all I'm good about.
Right. Yeah. So that's that game right there. I'm telling you, that's going to be. It may be the biggest game in all of college football this year. So
if both teams are undefeated at that point, you have a point.
Yeah, you look at the schedules right now. You look like starting the season. I would pencil that in as the biggest game of the year, right? As just without anything happening.
Right.
That's where I would put it. I would at the landscape of things. Maybe the USC Oregon game, that would be a big one too.
Yeah.
USC Oregon would be a really big game.
Yes.
And depending on how good Oklahoma is, we don't know. They got talent, so
Right.
that Oklahoma Texas game too. So, but I don't know. But Texas, they should be good. But man, they seem to let down.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm gonna tell you, Texas all home conference. Look for Kentucky, not Kentucky, but look for Kansas to upset a lot of them teams this season. Kansas ball has been trending upward.
They're one of those little. Yeah, they are. They're one of those teams that, especially you got to play them at Kansas. That's a tough game.
Mm. They always one of those sleeper teams that come in and mess up everything.
Kansas State too. Kansas State's that way too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh heck yeah! They never beating Oklahoma. Well, I just remember them always sneaking up and beating Oklahoma sometime bang on way.
Yeah, I remember when was it Kansas or Kansas State that beat Nebraska whenever they were still in the Big 12? And Nebraska was like #1 team in the country. One of them teams came in there and just whooped Nebraska.
I think it was Kansas.
Yeah, whooped Nebraska. Yeah, I remember that.
Mm.
Hey, some of my Alabama Tide got Washington Huskies. I think that's a team that we ain't talking about enough in Tennessee too, because they have a good quarterback, they have a good offensive coordinator, and Washington, they actually played good football last season. They could be a sneaker out of that pass. Seriously, Michael Pickens Jr.
Yeah,
I really feel like he should have been a Heisman finalist because he had Heisman finalist numbers. He had better numbers than some of the guys that were Heisman finalists. So I think the Huskies could be a sleeper team out of that.
The Heisman Trophy. I haven't cared about that for like the last 20 years because it's just it's all about it's a politics game. I don't even know. Like, no offense, but your boy that won 2 years ago should have won. Like what's his name from Alabama that won? That just went #1 in the draft. He didn't deserve that Heisman when he won a couple years ago.
Smith?
No,
Bryce Young.
Bryce Young. He shouldn't have won that Heisman.
Oh, it's on Bryce.
And I'm an SEC guy. No, the old boy from Pittsburgh should have won that. And the dude is played for Pittsburgh. He plays for Pittsburgh Steelers this year. Now.
Kenny Pickett.
Kenny Pickett, man. He had an insane season that year, and he finished second in the Heisman. I was like, it's just I don't know. But it is what it is. I guess y'all being Alabama fans, y'all don't see it that way, but
Hey,
I mean, you want everybody to be a Heisman Trophy.
Yeah.
But I think some people did get into that Heisman that shouldn't. I mean, got invited that shouldn't have been invited. There's some people that got left out. I agree on that end.
Yeah.
So, but it is what it is. What I was about to say, I lost my train of thought. Read comments over here, but I mean, I think Pac-12. I was going to swing back to the Pac-12 for a second. The Pac-12 might be kind of sneaky good all over because you're talking about Washington. Oregon is on the up. You got USC, and then Utah still is climbing. People don't sleep on Utah either. Utah is a dangerously good team. Think about it. They beat USC.
You talking about a team that beat USC 2 times last season?
Yeah.
Yeah. So
that's true. Utah. I always forget about them. Yeah.
Yeah. So the Pac-12 is better than the ACC. To be honest with you, in my opinion.
Yeah. I mean, they definitely were last year. I mean, for sure. Yeah. ACC is just. I mean, they've been Clemson and nobody else for a while, and even Clemson the last couple of years haven't really been much. So. Yeah, I haven't understood how Florida State is not better than what they are. Like
Man.
they should be way better than what they are.
Yeah.
And I was just having this conversation with a dude about he's from Miami, and he was like he a basketball guy. Like, he was like, I don't understand why the Florida teams are not doing good like they used to. Florida used to have it on lock. I told him, I said, Florida they're not keeping the top in-state guys in the state of Florida no more. I said they're going to the Georgias and Alabamas and Ohio State. They're not going to the Miamis and Gators and the Seminoles no more.
Right. They are moving. They're losing a lot of in-state kids.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you just look at Alabama roster; it'd be just packed with Florida kids.
Yeah, hell, even as far as like Kentucky's roster, we got a bunch of Florida kids. A bunch of them. Like why are you coming up to Kentucky?
I look at Mario Williams. He went to Oklahoma, but when Lincoln Riley left, he even went to USC. Mario Williams was one of the top guys in Florida in his recruiting class, a receiver.
Yeah, I don't get it, and it's not like Florida is not a top program because they are. They could be. I mean, they have been. I mean, my God, when Urban Meyer was there, they were stacked.
Yeah, they were. Yeah, Florida was killing it, man. I remember they were winning championship in football and basketball. Joakim Noah, and they was like,
oh yeah.
So,
yeah.
Hey, with that team, what you just said with Joakim Noah, a lot of people don't even realize Al Horford was on that team.
Al Horford was on that team. Yeah,
Horford was on that team.
Corey Brewer too.
Yeah, Corey Brewer.
Sure was.
Yeah,
sure was.
That was a squad. That team could play.
Hey, speaking of basketball, will Kentucky get back to dominating? Will they get back to dominating?
Yes.
He said,
absolutely. What kind of question is that? Yes.
Anything. We gonna get back on
this. He sounded like a Bama fan. He sounded like a Bama fan asking the question like, "Will we win another championship?" Yes.
Like, yeah,
why not?
Absolutely. We haven't dominated college basketball for over 100 years and just all of a sudden going to stop. It just. We're not going to turn into Indiana. This is not going to happen. And we're not bad.
Hit you in the head with a shoe.
Yeah, and we're not bad as is. I mean, we're going to have a good team this year. We should have a really good team. We'll have a shot at it this year. Yeah. I don't know. This is more of a football podcast, but I can dive into some basketball.
That was a good time. We've been having basketball school, so.
Yeah. Oh, come on. Y'all had one season. Get out of here. One season, you got lucky with one player being great.
Hey, man.
He killed him on the court.
Basketball, so we excited about this.
Yeah. No, y'all got a good coach. I like him.
Yeah, they know he's a good guy, man. Hopefully he can bringing some talent in. And
hopefully he can keep him out of trouble.
That's a whole other story.
Yeah.
They also had them guys out there killing this season.
Oh, literally. Literally.
My bad.
Out there killing. Yeah, literally. Had him out there killing. Yeah, he did.
All right, man. All right, so fellas, I guess we're gonna call this a night, man. But it's been a good show. Matt, I enjoyed you, man.
Yeah, it's nice meeting you.
Talk some good talk, and I heard you said we're not gonna be Indiana, and I know your wife is an Indiana fan, and so
yeah,
if you go missing tonight, I understand.
She's in the other room, so yeah.
I see you on what's that show? Snapped.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I don't think so.
All right, man.
All right, guys.
Man, I want to appreciate everybody in the chat. Matt, hey, thank you again for coming on. Like I said, I'll be inviting you on some more. when SEC Media Day come, I'm trying to do an SEC Media Day, but for the fans. So you will be part of that Kentucky part of it as well. So, when that time comes, I'll be hitting you up.
Especially the week of November 11th, because that's when Alabama goes into Lexington. So,
yes, sir.
Well, I'm trying to make it up there for that game. One of my buddies is a big Alabama fan, and he's been talking about getting tickets. So we'll see. I'm going to try to make it there. So,
gotcha.
Yeah,
Okay.
For that game.
All right.
Yeah.
All right, man.
Yep. Well, I appreciate you guys having me on. Anytime, man. Just hit me up, and I'll be here.
Got you.
All right, man.
Got you.
Yeah.
Thanks.
All right. We'll see y'all next time.
See you next time.
All right.
Yep. All right, later.
Hey, that worked out well, man. I appreciate everybody in the chat.
Mm-hmm. They got mad when he said about Bryce.
Oh, yeah. They weren't feeling that. Hey, you heard what he said? He said, but as Bama fans, y'all probably don't see it that way. Heck no, we don't see it that way. Hold on.
Hey, I'm back. Hey, yeah, Bryce did not deserve that Heisman Trophy.
Uh-oh.
I'm sorry. He did not. Look at the numbers. Kenny picked it. The Heisman Trophy is supposed to be for the best player that year, not the best player on the best team. And Kenny Pickett destroyed college football that year. It wasn't even close. Look at the numbers. He put up some of the best numbers in the history of college football that year. I mean, it was crazy.
Hey, but you know what? See, what you saying too is what I said about basically when I brought up Michael Penix Jr. Like you look at Michael Penix Jr. in the Pac-12. Look at his numbers. Some of the finalists, and he wasn't even voted as a.
Exactly. It's
clearly we missed it somewhere.
Yeah, I don't know what it is. And it's not to say Bryce Young wasn't great. He's great. He was a great player, and he deserved to be in that group. I don't see how you could look at Kenny Pickett's numbers that year and tell me he wasn't the Heisman Trophy winner. I mean, it was just and his team had a really good season too. So
and they beat Tennessee that year too.
Yeah, I mean, I think they won the bowl game. Yeah, the bowl game. So,
they beat Tennessee. I don't
know.
But all right, man.
All right. Thanks, guys. I'm out of here this time. I just heard y'all say that, and I was like, I gotta clap back a little bit.
You in Georgia, but you're close to the Alabama line.
Yes.
Take that Kentucky stuff on your car because they're gonna come after you tomorrow.
Oh no. It ain't coming
Hey Matt.
Yeah.
Before you go, this comment on the screen. This is what I was about to say. I hope it comes up there. Pickett did it in what conference again?
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. And I'm an SEC guy. So what? An SEC guy should win the Heisman Trophy just because he's in the SEC every year? Like you pick the best guy in the SEC and they automatically win the Heisman? That's not.
If he plays for Bama, yes.
No, I'm sorry. No,
I'm joking.
Stetson Bennett should have won the Heisman last year.
We're biased, man.
Stetson Bennett should have won the Heisman last year. It's.
And listen, we definitely don't.
Yeah, well, I mean, but if y'all want to go, if that's what we're going to say, the best player from the best team should win the Heisman. That Stetson Bennett should have won it last year. So like I mean,
I'm joking though. I'm joking. I'm joking.
No, I've gotten in several debates about that. Like, and I usually don't care about the Heisman, but that year I was like, I don't think so. Yeah, but all right, guys, we'll see y'all next time.
All right,
all right, bye.
All right, so everybody in the chat, we appreciate you guys. Like I said, we appreciate everybody in the chat. Waylon, I see Waylon, the golf hollers in the house tonight.
Yes,
he's been chasing somebody on. I don't know. He's been getting into it with somebody. I've been trying to read.
Getting at him. I've been saying it. My guy, Waylon, the man.
Who's Waylon is running off? He's been running somebody off the show. So let's see William.
I got to get Waylon on too, man.
Yes. William Bryant, Alabama Tide, Eric D, Cindy Reed, Jeff Stapleton. We really, really, really appreciate you guys. And I saw a couple of Georgia fans up in there. And Tony Stewart. Tony Stewart, man. Hey, Tony, if you're still in the chat, Me and KB gonna get together. We gonna beat you up, bro. He said he saw KB in Walmart with a Jordan.
Hey, I seen that. Yeah, I did see that earlier. I did see that earlier.
Let me talk about my dude KB like that, man.
My man KB out of the country chilling right now.
Right. KB in Jamaica, you tell me you saw him in Walmart. Doing my man like that.
Hey y'all, and anybody in the chat, man, if y'all want to come on, man, any of y'all, just email me right here at this email on the screen. I don't care if you're a Jordan fan. I don't care what fan you are. And the invite is here. Because every last one of y'all, Jordans, whoever fan y'all are, Alabama fans, I appreciate y'all. Of course, I appreciate y'all. But if y'all want to come on, then the email, contact me, and I'll set it up, man.
Also, listen, Nick Saban Jr. is trying to hit that 500 mark, y'all. So if you're not subscribed to him on YouTube, please subscribe to my man, support him, and let help him hit that 500 mark on subscribers. Please.
Hey, I'm almost there. I'm 463. It's rising, man. It's rising. So, hey, I appreciate y'all. Y'all gonna go ahead and get me to the 5, man. Please share it with everybody.
And the CTS Sports room. Monday night we got Matt Goodell. Tuesday night we have the Horsemen with William Bryant, Icebox, myself. Nick be in and out because he has so much stuff going on with family and everything. But Nick Saban pop in and out. KB pop in and out. And Spencer. So check us out on Tuesday nights. Then Thursday nights we're back here with me and Nick, talking to all the fans. It don't matter what fan base you're from. Come on, and we'll talk what you see, what you're talking about, and let you shout out your team. So,
yes, sir.
All right.
Speaking of being busy, man, that daughter of mine, my kid had me running today, man. Me and my wife was at award ceremonies literally all day today, man.
Hey, man, listen, that's a good thing. Tell her to keep it up, man, because those awards will pay for her college. Keep them out your pocket.
Then today, my daughter, she had her little final ceremony today. Basically the promotion going to 6th grade. She got all types of awards today, but my wife got the email said she will be taking the accelerated classes next year in the 6th grade. And I was telling her that we were telling her and my older son that like it's important because in high school now you can take college classes for free. Then you can go into college like a sophomore already.
Yeah, you go in.
Yep.
You take that dual enrollment and you go in, and man, you already got college credit, so you going to do 2 years and grad and be on your own. Out the door.
There you go. And I would tell my son, I was like, shoot, especially if you plan on playing sports. I said, but even if you're not planning on sports, I said, if you play sports, that's a big advantage to have, so you can focus a lot more on the sport. I said, but even if you're not playing sports, you can get out of there a whole lot faster, man.
Right. Exactly. So, well, all right, brother. I'm gonna go ahead and get off, man. I'm gonna take
yes, sir.
And get ready for Friday.
Yeah, well, I took the day off, and tomorrow also. I'm chilling. I'm chilling tonight.
Well, everybody's been good, and I'm gonna give you guys a big roll tide, and I will see you guys later.
And Lakers in 6. Roll tide.
Roll tide.